welcome here. Welcome to TIP Q&A. We've gone live, both on our YouTube channel and on the group. So you're welcome to TIP Q&A, and today we're looking at what kind of parent are you? What kind of parent are you? So we want to be sure that we are here and that you can see us. So once you get online, please say hi and tell me where you are watching from. If you're catching a replay of this conversation, just simply say hi and tell us where you are watching us from. My name is Wendy Ologe. I'm a parent coach. I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. I'm also the convener of this group, the Intentional Parent Group on Facebook. So if you're not part of that group, you can join us here if you're watching us on YouTube. You're welcome. So every Tuesday, we're here looking at what we can talk about, conversations around parenting. We call it our Tuesday Live Q&A. So you're welcome to our Tuesday Live Q&A with Coach Wendy Ologe. Just a little background about me, because I know that every day we're having new people come into the group and they're wondering, who is this person? My name is Wendy Ologe. I'm a parent coach. I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. Intentional Parent Academy is an academy online that helps parents learn. We call it the Parenting University. That's what we call it. And you can check it out. It's called www.theintentionalparentacademy.com. I've been privileged to actually convene this group for the past 3 years. And in those 3 years, it's been awesome. So it's always a pleasure to talk on this group. And being on this group has also brought us the accolades that we never fail to mention, that we were said to be one of the most vibrant, the most relevant parenting group in Africa. And that led us to being the first group that actually ran a subscription group ever in Africa when it comes to parenting. So this is just a little about us, the TIP, and also I've been able to write books that help parents walk their journey through the intentional parent. So hi Abibu, hi Ada from Spain. It's good to see you. Hi Lydia, and hi Perpetua, hi Prosper watching from Florida. Good to see you. Good to see everyone today. It's, like I said, it's always amazing coming here to have these conversations. So before we start on the topic of the day, if you have any question at all, please drop it as soon as we are rounding up, or you can drop it as we are going, so that when we are done, we will look at it and then give answers to those questions that you are asking. So if you're just joining us, tell us where you're watching from. We'll be glad to know where you're watching us from. Just say hi, and hi to everyone joining me. We've been talking about discipline, in the past few days, all right? So we were talking about discipline. We've been talking about discipline, the different aspects of discipline. Hi, Abibu. The different aspects of discipline, the different things that, we need to learn and what we need to do. And hi, God. And one of the things that we've been able to establish is that discipline is something that you need to learn, to be able to actually begin to do it the way it should be done. And that's actually one of the very interesting thing about it. Hi, Onye from Angola. Good to have you here. And that's the interesting thing about it. We have a lot when it comes to describing what discipline should be, how it should be done, and everything about it. So the discipline topic is key in TIP, because that's actually an anchor, for us. That's actually an anchor for us, because the discipline topic is like the foundation of what TIP was actually built on. And then if you've ever read any of my works, my book, Connect to Correct, the Discipline That Works, I'm very big on discipline, because I've come to realize that at the bedrock of many of the things that we do not, get well when it comes to parenting is our discipline that we are not, doing so well. Hi, Nkechi, you didn't come late. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. We're just starting. Hi, Abibo. Hi, Abby. My cousin is here. Hi, Abby. All right. So, and that's one of the things that we need to, really, really understand that at the basis of many of the things that go wrong on our parenting journey is the way we actually discipline, is the things that we actually do, which is one of the reasons why we have a course, created on effective discipline on and communication. And that course takes off on the 17th. That's in 3 days. In 3 days' time, I think we'll have just few slots to go on the 17th. And it's good to also know that, all our courses are launched online, and it's also taken at your pace. But that's not what this class is about. We're talking about parenting style. My big sister is here. Thank you, Mrs. Yotim. Thank you. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you for joining. All right. So, hi, Joma. Thank you. All right. Thank you for joining. And so today we're looking at parenting style. What is your parenting style? So your parenting style says a lot about your relationship with your child. Because of that, you might want to change parenting style so that you learn the type of parent that you are. So in this topic today, I've put what kind of parent are you? We have different kind of parenting styles, and we also have different ways of being able to actually understand what kind of parent we are per time. I'm going to share with us the different kind of parenting style. There are four key types of child parenting style, child parenting relationship. All right, so many things go into creating or raising a child that will be happy, that is wholesome. A lot of things go into it. So intentional parenting is about those things, how to become a happy adult, education, gene, health, environment, so many things. But despite what you might have heard, about parenting, about parenting not mattering, the truth is that parenting is one of the most crucial influences. The most crucial influence in life is parenting. Research shows that parents really do have profound and long lasting effects on their children's capacity for happiness and for many other things that actually matter in life. So, and some styles of parenting tend to promote the development of these things and vice versa. So, what kind of parent are you? So, today you're going to be able to identify what kind of parent you are. And broadly speaking, they've been grouped into four major kind of parents. And we have the four styles: the authoritative parent, the authoritarian parent, the indulgent parent, and the uninvolved parent. I'm going to be able to break that down, and that will actually help us to be able to do this better. So I will be breaking that down from here. Hi Blossom, and hi Ajibola, good to see you here. So if you're just joining us, I said that you should just say hi and tell us where you're watching us from. If you're catching a replay of this conversation, still tell us where you're watching us from so that we also will be able to connect with you from time to time. All right. So what kind of parents are you? There are, four different types of parenting. And number one is authoritative parents. I'm going to throw more lights about being an authoritative parent. The authoritative parents, they love their children unconditionally. They accept them for who they are. They keep a close eye on their children. They provide them with many of the support, set firm boundaries. They grant considerable freedom within those boundaries. So authoritative parents monitor their children and intervene when necessary, but let them go on with things, when there is no need to interfere. So they mean what they say. They do not shy away from conflict when enforcing the boundaries that they have set. So authoritative parents are loving, but they are not overindulgent. All right. At the end of this conversation, I'm going to share about permissive parenting, because I've realized that a lot of people who come into our group think that what we are preaching is permissive parenting. No way. I'm sure if you know me personally, you know that is a no, no, no for me. All right. So they mean to say they say what they mean, but they're not neglectful, they're not permissive. So most people would like to be the authoritative parent, whether or not they actually are. So this is actually reputed to be the style that you should see yourself in many of the times. Now, I did not say all the time, many of the times, because there are other times where the other kind of parenting actually comes up. Use them, in different situations. So you have the authoritarian parents. Just visualize how you grew up. Many Nigerians, in their Nigerian homes, that's actually how a lot of us grew up. The authoritarian parents. They have colder parenting style, which is demanding but less responsive to their children' real needs. You know, so less responsive to their children's real need. So sorry about that. I think I was, cut off. Less responsive to their children's real need. Yeah. So authoritarian parents they are highly controlling. The moment you see yourself, you want to control your children in a certain way. You're forceful. You're issuing commands, always criticizing. Occasionally, you rarely praise. This kind of parents rarely praise you for anything. They do this, they are inconsistent. They are inconsistent with the things that they do. They expect their children to obey their instructions without any form of explanations. They use emotional, tactics to get in their way as well, such as making their children feel guilty, ashamed, unloved. So the authoritarian parents often will interfere when there is no real need to. So they constantly will interfere and they will issue threats. They will issue threats without always carrying them through. So the authoritarian parents is the normal, is the thing that we see around. All right. So if you're looking for the real meaning of an authoritarian parent, just look around us, you'll find a lot of that. And at the extreme, some highly authoritarian parents resort to physical and emotional abuse in their attempts to control their children. I found out that this set of parents are, they are very controlling. And in the bid to actually control their children, they begin to actually exert a lot of abuse without even knowing that that's what they are doing, because you're constantly looking at your child as someone that you need to, or you have to control. All right, everything will need to be done by force, and the moment you do that, you realize that that this is something that you're doing, and there's a lot of force around it, which shouldn't be. All right, that's what authoritarian parents do. They are beating, they deny them of affection. So your child does something, you say, oh no, I'm not going to talk to you again, or something like that. Hi Sue, good to see you here. Hi Ruth, thank you for joining. Marybeth, thank you. All right, so and a lot of the times you find out that this set of parents end up being very abusive, and children who are actually abused in this way or denied of any form of affection are significantly at a greater risk of becoming abusive parents themselves. So these parents who actually were raised that way, I say that parenting characteristics are reflective. So what it means is that a lot of the time, the things we do, we just carry it over because that's what we know how to do. It's actually very simple. All right. So children who are raised by authoritarian parents end up becoming authoritarian parents themselves without even knowing that that is what they are doing. And many times also, they also go to the other extreme. So I say that many times what happens is that when things, one of the reactive things that we started to do in the recent time is to react. We're beginning to react instead of being able to actually, look at our steps, retrace them. So we just react. Is it that we're saying, oh no, they raised me with so much, of a tough hand, and I don't want that. So I go back and I begin to get very permissive about the way I raise my children, or I use the same thing that was used for me. And then of course that those are two extremes that has no balance. When it comes to parenting, you must, for every point in time, use balance is important. Balance is key. One of the things that you should be looking at is balance, and not just doing whatever it is that you like. So the third kind of parent is indulgent parents. Indulgent parents are responsive but undemanding and permissive. Let me say that again. The indulgent parents are responsive but permissive and all demanding. Hi, Balogun from Lagos. Thank you. And hi, Temitayo. Good to see you here. Right. So they are they're very, very, not responsive and undemanding, and they end up becoming permissive. They are warm, loving, but they're very lax. They just indulge the children. They just set few clear boundaries, nothing so much. They often respond to their children's wishes. So even when these are unreasonable or inappropriate. So people think, people keep saying intentional parenting, you're saying that we should not beat the children, we should not, yeah. So that means we should just leave them. Please, that's not what we're saying. If you're looking for answers, come and register for that class. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying you should leave the children because they are doing whatever it is that they want. No, that's not what we're saying. All right. These indulgent parents, they often respond to their children's wishes, and punishments are, seldom threatened. They let alone. They don't even threaten. They don't even carry out. They just allow the children. They do anything. They say, it's just allow. And that's actually what I'm beginning to see in a lot of parents now who say, oh, I'm trying to, hi, Uzofomo, it's good to see you here, who say, I'm trying to actually not beat my children, not here. I just want to let them be. Please, not doing nothing is not a parenting strategy. Let me say that again. Doing nothing is not a parenting strategy. Please, there's a clear line between being an indulgent and an uninvolved parent. Between what we're saying is that is your ability to evolve from the authoritarian parent to from the authoritarian parent to the authoritative parent. That's what we're saying. All right. So they are warm. These people, this set of parents, yes, they are warm. The indulgent parents, they try to be kind, but they shy away from conflict of difficulty. They don't want, all those, kind of thing. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie. A very good example of indulgent parent can be found in, Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. If you've never watched it, please go and look for it. It's on Netflix. Watch it with the children. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It was one of the movies that we watched during we have the class, the exclusive parenting group, that we were supposed to watch a movie that day. I think we watched it, and there are a lot of lessons in it. So when you watch that movie, you will see a fine, clear lesson. If you've watched it, you will see Mr. and Mrs. Salt. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Salt, their daughter, Veruca, she was an obnoxious little girl. She was, spoiled rotten by her rich parents, spoiled as in rotten. When she gained entry into the Willy Wonka's fabulous factory, where she won one of the golden tickets. But of course, it was her father who bought 500,000 Wonka chocolate bars so that she could get into the factory. That's actually how she got in. So many times we're trying to do everything for our children. These are the set of parents, unindulgent. And I see this also play a lot of part on parents who are never really available. They want to actually use money to be able to cover up for their inavailability. There's nothing like that. It doesn't work, really. It's called guilt parenting. When you begin to parent with guilt, you're guilty because you're not around. You want to now come and help your child do things. So imagine this father. You need to really see that movie. Imagine this father in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, who went to buy, because Willy Wonka has promised that anybody who has a ticket will need to bring what wins one of those 5 tickets. We need to come into the factory and have access to chocolate. And the father of this girl went to buy 500, 500,000 chocolate bars so that the daughter can get into this factory. When we begin to do things for our children, thinking that that is the only way to actually our children to become responsible, I don't even know, I don't even know what that is. And I see it in the present day parents. Hi Tega, hi Peace, hi Jide. Good to see you. Hi Christiana. In fact, Tega was on Tega's broadcast yesterday, and Tega was talking about setting priorities right. The truth is, our priorities are wrong most of the times when it comes to parenting. Some things matter to us more than any other thing. We're interested in the show. Parenting is more than this show that we're putting up on social media, my dear parents. It is more than that. The show of the kind of clothes you want to use, the kind of things you want to buy for your children, it's beyond that. The point is, what exactly do you know? What exactly do you know to be able to actually teach your children? I've seen parents who will come, in the academy and they'll say, "Oh, we want to pay for this course. It's 10,000 naira. 10,000 naira." The same parents will use 20,000 to buy a Ashwebi. A parent met me recently and was asking me how she can, get her children to start to read. The first point of call was I gave her the bookshop where we buy things. And I said, just go to this bookshop where we buy books and get books. She went, got one, all right, got one of the book. Came back, she said, Coach, no, is that how much you spend on books? Me, I can't. Oh. So it was obvious that this parent was not ready in any way to do anything differently. That's the truth. The parent was not ready to do anything differently. All right. So I just looked at the woman. If you think that you're going to do this thing and it's all about the show that you're putting up on social media, all you're doing is that you're actually destroying your child, because your child is looking at things that don't matter. There are things that matter that it's your responsibility to actually be able to teach your children those things that matter. But unfortunately, constantly, we're not teaching our children the things that matter. We're more interested in how they appear, how they look, how, recently I was having a conversation with my 10-year-old, and she said to me, she was, talking with her friend who was talking about clothes, and how she now said, well, fashion should be comfortable first before any other thing. Where did she learn it from? Me. It is about my comfort first before the show. And one of the things that I have seen, happen again and again is that our priorities have become, the values are eroded completely. So we begin this indulging from different kind of things. So this indulgent parent is what I see. So we have moved from what our parents did, which was not okay either, being the authoritarian parent, and then we are now moved to being the indulgent parent, which is also not okay. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the two extremes. So now we are indulging our children to do whatever they want, however they like it. So however they like it, sorry, there was an interruption. However they like it, whatever they want, how they want to do it, it doesn't matter. You just tell your children, oh no, yes, he's my child. I just want to do everything. I shared a story about David recently. I'm dwelling on this. I'm dwelling on this, indulgent parent, because it's key. I shared a story about David recently, and I said David loved God, though. God loved David, but David indulged his children. That's why today we have, the stories around David's children. Look at David, mighty man, everything. If you've read the story of David in the Bible, if you haven't, just go on Google and see. But his children he was just indulging them. David started working as a child. David was found to become a king, being a shepherd. But what we found, was actually David coming up and not being able to translate that to the people he was raising. It's the same thing that happened to us. We say things like, oh no, the child will be tired. Oh no, the child cannot do it. Oh no, the child cannot do this. Oh no, the child. I'm like, are you guys for real? Hi, Franca. Thank you for watching. Hi, Funaya. Are you guys for real? My 10-year-old recently a friend came to my house and she was saying, oh, our foster daughter is about leaving home. She's getting married, so she's about leaving home. So when she was like, oh, so your daughter is about leaving home, so you're going to start entering kitchen. Everybody knows that I don't really like the kitchen. That's right the way. But I turned to her and I said, but my daughter, my 10-year-old is there. My 10-year-old cooks wonderfully. Cooks wonderfully. It's something that we need to please get on to. It's actually pretty important that we begin to look at these things. We begin to look at these things and review some of the things that we're doing as parenting. All right, because right now we have a lot of priorities that are misplaced. So many things we do that is not just okay. So many things we do that is not just okay. We just allow our children. You see a parent, it's the same thing that we're doing. We're allowing our children go on social media, go on in the internet space without even helping them, to understand what is happening on those online spaces. All right. Um, Sorry, excuse me. So, so it is one of the things that we need to actually begin to look at. Indulgent parenting has become so big. It's now a big deal. You give your child phones, you think it's a big is something, is a class thing. You just give your child phone and was off. And then your child is online creating all sorts of mess. Right now we have parents, sorry, give me a minute, let me turn on my fan. Thank you. So right now we have parents, lots and lots of parents who currently, their children are dealing with all sorts of things. The children are dealing with all sorts of mess, all sorts of going to watch pornography online. Why? Just because parents are just thinking, no, it is a status thing. I gave my child tablet. My child goes on the internet alone. Please, it's not a status thing, my dear parents. It's not. You are failing on your job. You are failing on duty. That's simply what you are doing. You're failing on your duty. It's not status. The fact that you allow your child do whatever they want is not status. It is you failing on this job. So when we say intentionally parenting your children, recently I had some children that I met somewhere. I know they are one of those children that oh, you beat, you yell at, you jump at, and just spending a few time with them, they had a rooted value. So you're hitting your children, or you're jumping up and down everywhere, thinking that this is what you need to do. Excuse you. This is you failing. You're not teaching values. You're not teaching values. You're not doing anything. What you're doing is just hitting children and jumping around, teaching nothing. If you teach your children nothing, no matter how much you beat or yell, the result will be zero. One thing I say and I promise you is that the moment you are able to, the very moment that you are able to train your children properly, you see all this, we must beat a child, spare the rod and spare it will not be in existence in your home. If you're doing what you're supposed to do properly, our biggest problem is that we're not doing our job. We want to leave our job to house helps. We want to leave our jobs to grandparents. We want to leave our job to people around, neighbors, and do nothing. And yet come back and tell me that the Bible said you must beat a child. You haven't done your job and you're more interested in beating a child? Are you kidding me? You have no right to do that. Absolutely no right. You are being indulgent, and that's what you are doing. It's not the problem of the child. If you teach your child value, I've said it over and again in many broadcasts, I don't hit my children. I have not found one reason why I should. Does it mean I'm going against the scriptures? No way. It means I'm doing my job the way God actually wants me to do it. So stop giving excuses with spare the rod. Get on this job. This job is key. Stop giving excuses. If you need to change your job and do whatever it is that you need to do to create more time, please, my dear parents, do it. It is a big deal. Parenting is a big deal. If you do not want to raise a child, by all means, take that child to someone else who is more interested. Nobody forced you to have a child. So this indulgent parenting is something that I've seen permeate everywhere in our system. Everybody just does what they want to do. And then when the child does something wrong that you haven't even been able to teach them, the next thing is that you bring up a cane and you're hitting the child. And you think the cane is going to change it? Let me tell you what's been happening. One of the things that has been happening is that we create rots out of our children and then we take them to Christian schools, thinking that the Christian schools will do magic for you. News flash. Never going to happen. Your child will become who and what values you instill. Never going to happen. If you're not taking parenting as a big deal, if you're here and you're thinking, oh, they're creating courses, who for? You are on your own. You're doing yourself. Not any of us. Nothing. Not any of us. You need to understand that you need to get this in your head. You need to get this in your head that parenting is a big deal. Stop quoting Spurgeon to misinterpret and put your responsibility and apart. That's you being irresponsible. That's irresponsibility to the height of it. So staying uninvolved, being the parent that is permissive, doesn't save you nothing. It doesn't save you nothing. Nothing. So you're sitting down there and thinking, I don't need to learn anything. I know what I'm doing. News flash. When you finish and take down your child to a Christian school where you think that they are going to save your child, the rots, you know what's happening? The rots in these Christian schools are now plenty. So everybody's bringing their rot from their home. So hello, what you're going to meet is the other rot influencing the other rots. So please get on and do this job. The job is yours, not any other person's. If you think that, oh, you're going to just sit down and just put people, oh, the house help is there. When your child now does something wrong, you just bring up one cane, everywhere. You're just beating the child and teaching nothing. It will do nothing. So if that is your excuse for not learning what to do better, newsflash, it will fail. If that is your excuse for not learning what you would do better, oh no, the Bible said we should pray. Oh no, the job is yours and yours alone. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody is going to do that job for you. It is your job. If you're not ready to do it, then you step aside. You step aside. I'm so upset because, just last week, within 5 days, between Tuesday last week and, Tuesday and this Tuesday, I've received more than 20 parents telling me, oh, my child got into porn. Oh, I was sleeping. Oh, then I woke up. Oh, my child was out watching porn. I'm like, what are these people talking about? Some things are just, shocking. Come and learn. We said no. What are you saying? You leave your child with a gadget? It's just like taking your child to the streets and telling them, please, by all means, walk in the streets alone and be there and do whatever you want. If you're not ready to do the job, please stand up and move. Let the people who are ready to do the job do the job. The job is nothing is going to change. Things are going to get worse. So if you're thinking that, oh, something is going to change at some point, things will become, it's a lie. Things will get worse. So if you're not learning, it means that it's going to get worse. And if you're also still here in the narrative of, oh, after all, they did it to us and nothing happened. Newsflash, the Gen Z child is different. Very absolutely different. We've deviated so much and we're talking about indulgent parents. I'm saying this because I have seen the space of indulgent parents indulging children to do nonsense. Nonsense. And then you come to the group, you come and argue about sparing the rod. Sparing the rod that what? That you refuse to do your job and then you're quoting the scripture. That has nothing. It has nothing on anything. So if that is where you are, if you're on this table, climb down, get into the academy and come and learn. Climb down, my dear parent. There's nothing for you to say that, oh, this is what it is. So it's a typical example, of indulgent parenting, a typical example of what it is that we're seeing. Uninvolved parents, that's the fourth one. That's the very fourth one. We see where there are a lot of fathers on this table. Uninvolved parents. A lot of fathers on this table. Uninvolved parents are unresponsive, they are undemanding, they are permissive, they don't set clear boundaries. We have fathers who are just sitting down. Today I was listening to Funke, Pastor Funke Adelman, and she was saying, where are the fathers? You just sit down, you think that it's by making money, you just sit down, the woman should stay at home, do what it is that you need to do, and then you just feel very uninvolved. News flash again. When you are done, the children will have no relationship with you. So if you're a father, you're watching me, stand up today and begin to get involved. Begin to get involved. And getting involved is not, I see parents, I'll ask them, so how much time do you spend with your children? They will tell me, I'm always there with them. I'm always there with them. Always there. The question is always there doing what? That's the question you need to ask yourself. I am always there doing what? A lot of us are emotionally uninvolved. We're physically there. Now, this is also to parents. We're to mothers. We're physically there, but we're not there. You are there with your phone, pressing all sorts of things. Your child is there doing something, and you think that you are there. You are not there. A lot is happening that you do not even know that they are happening. A lot is happening that you do not know that they are happening. It will shock you. It will shock you how much you don't know about your children. It will shock you. I've been in this space, for quite a while. And I tell you something for free. There are a lot of children that are disconnected from their parents. A lot. I don't even want to begin to mention. A lot. So while we're sitting there, you see parents, they are there, physically there, emotionally uninvolved. Completely uninvolved. Everything the children, you're there, you're chatting, you're pinging. What is more important to you is the picture you posted on social media and how many likes that it garnered, and how it is that you're following up, and how that clothes you saw. Please recreate your value system. Recreate it. Some things will never matter when it comes to raising your children until you're done. Like I said, if you're not interested doing this job, quit. Quit already. We're tired. We're tired of you coming to come and say, oh, I was sleeping in the room and my daughter was now watching porn. What is that? We are tired. If you want to continue to be uninvolved, we don't want to work with you. I don't even want to work with parents who are permissive. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. The fact that I want to be able to change a narrative, I am not interested in parents who do not see value in raising the children that they are giving. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in whatever it is that you're bringing. If your value system is not correct, the first thing when you get to me, if your value system is not correct, I'm not interested in working with you. I'm not. So if that is what you want to do, if that is how you want to do it, by all means, please, by all means, there are a lot of people who will be able to help you raise, rotten children right there in the world. No, we're completely tired of seeing the mess all around us. It's not anything. It's not fanciful. It's not fanciful. It's not fanciful that your children will be allowed to do whatever it is that they want. It's not fanciful with their parents. It's not. And don't tell me that that's why you're beating the child. That's not the reason. The reason is that you don't know what to do. And you need to learn. You need to learn. You need to come off from your high horse of I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. News flash. If you've not been able to learn proven ways, if you've not been able to actually begin to recreate a lot of things, then there's going to be a lot of problems. When people come to me and say, oh no, but the Bible said we should not, let's read through the Bible stories. There are a lot of people who also made mistakes in parenting. Were they not there? Were they not listening? This thing is a different ball game, please. Can we stop this? My parents did it. It is the same way I need to do it. My parents did it. Please stop it already. Your children are not interested. They are not interested. Raising a Gen Z child, raising a Generation Alpha child is a big deal. This morning in the what's it called, in our creating parenting goals class, the exclusive parents, we have an annual exclusive parents that we run. It's annual. No, we are closed for the year. No, we are not taking. So we're not interested. No, wait till 2021. You know, we were talking, you know, about we were talking this morning about being able to create, you know, being able to create fear and, you know, recreate fear and then caution. And then, you know, I was trying to say that between fear, and I've said that, shared that with them before. You don't use fearful parenting, it's caution instead of fear. So many times we find ourselves doing the things that don't matter. Meanwhile, there are a lot of things that matter that we're leaving out of place. Parenting is not a joke. In fact, in that class this morning, I was saying that I was praising parents who had more than 4 children right in that group. And then some, you know, parents were coming out, yes, we are the ones. We're over 80 parents in that class. And parents were saying, oh yeah, we are the ones. You know the truth. I don't think I can deal with 4 children. With what I know, if you begin to understand a lot of things, you will keep, when they tell you, please come and attend this session, you will run and attend it. If you hear some of the things that we hear and know some of the things that we know, you will run and stop saying, oh, we are praying. Eli prayed, though. He was a priest. David prayed, though. God does not love you more than he loves David. Excuse me. God doesn't love you more than he loves David. God loves David, though. David loves God. Yet his children, today we can't point at anyone. So the fact that David was anointed, the fact that David was anointed has nothing to do with his ability to be able to raise children who were meaningful. So your anointing, we are a pastor, you're watching me, your anointing is beyond this one. Go and learn. You need to learn what to do. There is always what to do. There is always what to do differently. Stop playing on the gallery. There is always what to do differently. All right? There's always something more to do. Stop giving excuses for your ineffective parenting because you think you can wield the cane. Stop giving excuses for your ineffective parenting because you think you can wield the cane. It is your problem, not the child's problem. Stop wielding the cane and giving me excuses with it and telling me the Bible said we must. Okay, no, the Bible did not tell you that. This is me saying it. The Bible didn't tell you that. You're being irresponsible. You are being irresponsible. That's the truth. If you are not doing what you're supposed to do, you are being irresponsible. You're being irresponsible. There's what to do. There's what to do per time. Stop telling me no, all we need to do is just pray and then beat the children for the children to now, you know, their head to be correct. How? If you keep giving these excuses of ineffectiveness, you will destroy your children. You will destroy them. I've been privileged to speak in so many Christian schools. The rot is annoying. And I tell you, when I got into the space of being able to speak with these parents, you know, who were in these Christian schools, all of them were cane welders. What happened? If all of them were cane welders, what happened? It means that something went wrong somewhere. They didn't teach. You miss the teaching, you tell me that you are wielding the cane, so that I'll be clapping for you. When those conversations come on the group, I just look at, you know, people making those conversations. I just shake my head for you. You are giving excuses for your ineffectivity. Go and learn what to do. The fact that you're beating your child is not going to make your child a better person. That's not what is going to happen. Your child needs to learn, and you need to teach the child. Who is going to teach your child for you? Who? Your house help. You finish leaving the child with one house help that's supposed to be raising the child. Then you now come, today and just say, no, the child did something wrong. You bring out a cane and start flogging the child. And then when somebody talks, you will say, how did they even say? Spare the rod and spoil the child. Spare which rod? You are the one that is supposed to be held accountable. You are the one that is supposed to be held accountable. You know what? On the last day when you will answer for these children, you will answer. For every child you have raised, you will answer for that child. For every single child you have raised, don't be deceived. You will answer for every single one of them. There's no one that will be left out. Your children will never, a tree does not fall, an apple does not fall far from the tree. It will become what you give. You cannot give what you do not have. You can't give what you do not have. Stop quoting the steroids and telling me that that's what this Bible had said that this happened. Solomon himself, when you even think, look at all the people, the leaders, the founding fathers that actually raised children and see their errors and begin to correct it. We need to learn. To change the narrative is not for us to just sit down and just keep quiet. If people come and people ask me, so all these things, so what do you think will happen when you're not finished putting everything? You need to answer to a creator that gave you the chance to raise another God. Raising your children is like raising another God. What it means is that when you're done, right, you will go back to this creator. The creator will tell you, why you have done well, you have not done well. Do you know part of you have done well? What have you been able to learn? What have you been able to teach your child? What did you do differently? You will tell me that you just put your hand, I was helping the child and sparing the rod. Sparing which rod? That will not be the answer. That will not be the answer. The answer it will be on what exactly you were able to give. What exactly you were able to give. Stop the argument already. Stop the argument already. Your children are failing because you're not teaching what they need to know. It's not because you're flogging. So as you have been flogging, every day you're flogging, what has changed? What exactly has changed? You keep flogging a child, you keep doing the same thing over and again. It's only a madman that does that. Only a madman. You keep doing the same thing. Nothing is changing. You're still doing the same thing. How? How exactly? But yet you're not teaching what is even valuable. What is valuable? We had a parent come to us and share how her 13-year-old sent out a nude picture to her mates. Now, the parents were saying, in the cycle, oh no, they had this news flash. Your 12-year-old might be sending you pictures and you don't know. In our course, walking your child through puberty, by the time we're finished, we've not finished. We're still in the process of the course. I think today is the last day. And yet, over 60 parents that are in that class are already exclaiming, you need to see the things that have come to us privately from that class. They will tell you what to do. You say, no, it's not happening in my house. Who told you it's not happening in your house? Who told you it's not happening in your house? We will not be doing fire brigade approach. We're telling you to come and learn. You're saying, no, it's not happening to me until it happens to me. Read book. Book, Connect to Correct is 3,000 naira. Read one. Book. From Yelling to Calm is even online. 2,000 naira. Read. You said no. You know. When the hammer breaks, you see parents running helter-skelter everywhere, disturbing and calling. The other day I didn't sleep. It was 12 midnight. We want to be sleeping. That's why I'm doing this broadcast. I want to be sleeping. I want to be sleeping. I also have a life. I want to be sleeping. I am telling you to take on the preventive measure now. You said no. Until something goes wrong, that's when everybody just comes and then begins to run around. So this same parent that that is doing this. Oh, my child didn't do this. She never believed that 13-year-old would be able to do that. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, by the time this girl was asked, she didn't understand what it is that she did. Don't you know that porn literacy is a thing in the 21st century? You don't know that you must teach your child what they need to know about porn? And you're telling me you know. Which no? You are telling me no, I've taught my child sex education. Which sex education did you teach? You cannot give what you do not have. You can't give what you don't have. So don't bother. This argument that we are constantly pushing out doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It is a cover up. It is a cover up. A cover up that we are doing. Please, let's stand up to this responsibility. I am paying because we are abdicating this responsibility. You cannot give this responsibility to any other person. No, you can't. No, you can't. You tell me, oh no, because you're doing one kind of work that does not allow you to be able to be there for your children. Newsflash, the children are going to grow, but without you. The problem will now be, what are they growing into? That's where the challenge will be. What are they growing into? What are they growing into? What are they growing into? There are ways. There are things. There are things for you to do. It is your sole responsibility. Don't put it on any other person. Don't even put it on God. God will not take that responsibility. If David could, David would have actually given that responsibility to God. But it's not God's responsibility. God has removed himself from that responsibility of you being able to raise. Don't tell me it's God's responsibility to raise your child. No, it's not. It's your responsibility. The moment you decide to have a child, you make a decision to take responsibility. A child is a responsibility. A child is a responsibility. That's what it is. And what it means is that you need to take responsibility. If a child is a responsibility, you need to take responsibility. Take responsibility to who you have been given to raise. Stop staying uninvolved. Stop indulging nonsense. Stop approving nonsense because you don't know what to do. Learn what to do. Stop approving nonsense. It's painful. It's painful that you wake up and you just do whatever. Parenting is a learned skill. I've said this for 2 years now. I'm echoing it again. Assumption parenting is a killer. You assume on any part of it, you're gone. And then not even now. Our parents assumed so much. They assumed so much. Yes, people will tell me, but we survived. Let me not say, talk about that one. Did we really survive? Let me not talk about that one. We survived. Look around you. Even though we survived, the times in our time is not the same. I've said this over and again. Our children are playing on a global stage. Our children are playing on a global stage. I grew up in Owerri. It's only my street. I grew up on Otekote Avenue Street. I've said that before. I grew up on Otekote Avenue Street. It's only my street that I was known. We had a street stage. We had a street stage. Our children have a global stage. I see parents, they tell me things like, hey, but my child is not on social media. Oh, my child is not on digital. Are you kidding? Your child is not on social media. How do you know? Oh, my child does not have exposure to all these things you're talking about. Are you for real? Don't worry. When the time comes, you will see your child already getting involved, mixed up with pornography. And you will now come running. That's when we will now start, running helter skelter. We share stories and say, no, it's not happening in my house. Provided it's not happening in my house, somebody told me, I don't need to learn this course. It's not happening in my house. It's not happening in your house, right? It's okay. We are here. The moment you refuse to take responsibility, it means that you have become irresponsible. Parenting is a call to responsibility. Parenting is a call to responsibility. Take responsibility today. Redo your whole system of value. Your value, most parents' values are wrong. You are here. I see the kind of followership people like Hush Puppy have. Your children go through your phone. They see you following people like Hush Puppy. Oh, Hush Puppy. What's the other one's name? Bobrisky, Abi, whoever. They see you following Naira Marley. They see you dancing, shouting. Tomorrow you are complaining. I don't know what you're complaining about. Though. If your value system is not recreated, trust me, it is the same thing that will happen. So all this, I don't want to get involved, or you're doing, you're flogging a child in the house, you are following Hush Puppy and jumping and dancing, say, hey, see Gucci, see this one. You need to, it's okay, if you have money to be able to buy plenty Gucci's, please, by all means, enjoy it. According to that guys, God, I gave you the money. Enjoy the money, please. But please, don't leave the things that are important. That is actually where my problem. I like good life. Trust me. I like good life as well. But the moment I begin to substitute what is important, it becomes a problem. And which is why what we are doing today, we're not taking responsibility. We're becoming irresponsible with this act of raising children. Totally irresponsible. Leaving our job, the next thing you say, oh, one house help did this one. You beat the house help. The house help through my child. What is that? It is your responsibility to raise whoever. I tell you something that happened to me when I had the twins. That's about 10 years ago. I remember I had lots of people around. I had my mom, I had people were around me. Lots and lots of people, and yet I could feel the pressure of having twins. Not be person tell me now. Somebody will not have to tell you. I could feel the pressure. There's a limit to what people can do for you. And from that time, I realized that this is actually what I need to do myself. This is what I need to do myself. Please stop saying, oh, it's not happening to me. Stop saying. There's an overwhelming statistics about teenagers who are currently online between 7 and 13. And a lot of the times, parents are not even there to overlook you. You just say, oh, they are on the system. I see parents, they say, my children are on the system doing something. Doing what? And you're there pressing your phone. There are things that you need to know. There are things that you need to know. If you need to recreate your value system today, recreate it. Recreate it. We're on social media, we're going on groups that don't matter, that don't teach anything. You're just there, going about doing all sorts of things, and you think that it's going to just, become translate just like that. No. Another thing I also want to say is, in your circle of influence, begin to teach other parents what you know. Begin to bring them into groups like this. I was sharing with the exclusive parent group where we were, where I was sharing with them how I had to teach everybody in my circle of influence what I know. I make you take the courses. I make you go through the intentional parent. It became important to my journey. So don't finish your own and you say, hey, I'm doing what I need to do. Your children are going to relate to people outside. So all this you're trying to overindulge, you're trying to shield your children, that ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work, man. There's a work to be done. There's a job to be done. Parenting is a big time job. There's a job to be done. You need to do this job. A simple way to start your intentional parenting journey, get books and read. Read. Open your eyes, read. Currently, we are reading in the in our circle, Raising Girls. And parents had come to the realization that without a father figure, there's a lot of things your girl will battle with. They are the truths. I'm not saying that people who are raising, children alone should be killed or abused. I'm saying that if you are, find a father figure for your child. They are the truths. You can't bend the truths. Unfortunately, I don't know how to. They are the truths. All right? They are the truths. They are key. That, things that you need to do. Stop the argument. Really. Stop the argument. Please, you need to begin to understand that there are things that a child will need for them to be able to go on this journey. One of it is that your daughter needs a father figure. It must not even be their biological father, but find one for their child. There are a lot of things to this aspect. There are a lot of things to learn. Sometimes I feel like getting on the space and just saying different things, but I can't. I can't. I'm using, times like this to be able to actually say some of the things that many times I've seen some things and I'm so upset. And yet you come into the group, people are arguing what does not make sense. Arguing things that is just a clear-cut, space of you not taking responsibility. My dear parents, the job is yours. So the job is yours. The job is yours. We have only 3 days to the course, the discipline, effective way to discipline your child and their ability to actually communicate. I think we have only 3 slots to that course. If you want to learn how to effectively discipline your child and stop shouting, spare the rod and spoil the child, please send me a chat and come and learn how to. There is a how. There is a way. There is a how. There is a way. Please, you must understand. You must understand that there is what to do per time. There is what to do per time. So if you're watching me and you're struggling, you're always beating, you're always yelling, you're always shouting, you're thinking that is the way forward. But my dear, it is not like that. My dear parents, it's not like that. There's more to it. I've also been there. Most of the things that I share is actually the journey that I have also walked myself. I've been there. I've been in a space where I was thinking that these are the things that I need to do until I learned. I've been there. One good thing about the courses that I run in the TIP Academy is that it runs online. You have access. You'll be able to run it, at your pace. And then you also have access to our Academy alumni. Our Academy alumni is another firebrand space that we also have. So we're leaving no stone unturned. If you're still having issues on how to effectively work in this space called discipline, you're talking to the right person. You're here, you're in the right group. So you can join us. It's in just 3 days. On the 17th, we take off. And then we also push out our other courses out there. There is something to learn different. Please and please stop using spare the rod as a cover-up to what you should be learning. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You need to learn. If you need to learn, you need to learn. It means you need to learn something different. Please, what we are preaching, I'm sure by today you will know and understand that what we're saying is that it's not that you should overindulge your children. Neither are we saying that you should become permissive. We're saying that there's an effective way to actually discipline your child effectively to become wholesome children. There's an effective way. There's an effective way. You can't find my children in the group. So let parents register. It will also help us to be able to coordinate that, effectively. Sorry, people on YouTube. We're back on YouTube. So sorry about that. All right. So so it will help us be able to coordinate. We've brought you the finest of all coaches. If not anything, come and learn. Oh, I've been shouting this. Come and learn. Please come and learn. All right. Come and learn. All right. Ayobide said no vex. Thank you so much. Ayobide, the exclusive parents are here. And I need the book from Yelling to come. Send me a private chat, Victoria. You get any of the books that you need. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I think today, my friend Prosper said the anointing fell on me. All right. Thank you. What of dressing? What dressing like? Okay, Deborah, I didn't really get that question. Please, can you please reframe it so that it will help me answer? We have the next 10 minutes to be able to take your questions because I have a class to run to after this. So we have a 10 minutes to get into the question. And the truth, and another thing that you need to also remember is that we're here every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. talking parenting. We have also other specialized classes that we have, but every Tuesday at 2 p.m. we're right here in the group. And if you need to join us on the course that is currently running, the discipline that works, you can send me a chat to be part of that course. It is something that we all need to do, together. Okay, someone is saying, what of dressing lifestyle today and how to help our children? Well, your value system is what is most important. Create a value system around, around that, around what it is that you need to do. Create a value system around it. It depends on what it is your value systems are. There are things that I don't do in my home. My children are clear about it. When you create a value system, one of the things I say is that your children need to understand what those value systems are. Don't assume that your children know. I've seen a lot of things happen, in this my short lifetime, where people come out and say, "Oh, value system, that was, created, value system, that was created, and so your value system is what is going to stem." So the children don't even know what the values are. So you find out that the children begin to struggle because they do not understand what the values, are. So your children actually need to know exactly what your beliefs are. My children understand the beliefs around our God, around our home. They understand. In fact, we have it written. If you don't have a value system in your home written, please go back and go and do that writing. Someone says parenting is a job. Take it seriously. Be intentional about it. Oh, yes. You need to read, read about it, join parenting classes, do everything you can do. But ideal about this generation of parents. A good number of parents don't sign up for it. Some parents parent by accident, and even couple who plan to have children still do not prepare for parenting. I absolutely agree. We have married classes before getting married, but we don't have parenting classes. Let's deliberately prepare for it. Part of what we are also doing in the academy is to create a course called Before You Have That Child. That's actually the title of the course. We're working on it. Before You Have That Child, where you will be able to come in, look at the basic things that you need to learn to actually, begin to think, about, working on that. A lot of us are relying on parenting we got from our parents. Is it really working in this generation? Thank you so much, Chidima, for that conversation. It's important. A lot of things that happen is that, in this generation, there's a lot is happening, and the children are faced with a lot. Sometimes I feel for the children in this generation. Sometimes I feel for the children in this generation. Yes, so put it to work. What you read, what you learn, you must learn to put it to work. Thank you, Prosper. It's important. Many times I feel for them. The things that your children are faced with, in fact, it will shock you. When we were creating the course, Walking Your Child Through Puberty, so that course has 10 modules. One of the modules is called porn literacy, and then another module is called Facts About LGBT. When we created it, everything you see online about LGBT tells you it's okay. and then we are waiting for our children to learn from the online space. The question you need to ask yourself today is, what is my child seeing? Who will my child learn these values from? The internet or me? If you're not deliberate about it, your children will learn from the internet and it will stick. And the internet will look like more factual, the things that should be done. And when you're talking your own will not make sense. All right? We must become intentional parents that our children will be proud of. Thank you so much. What do you do when you kept correcting and you're not seeing result? When you yell and bring out the cane, that is when you see little results. All you're doing is that you're modeling fear. You're projecting fear. Fear is not a tool in parenting. I've said that again. Fear is not a tool in parenting. If you must get this right, there are tools that you can use. That's when you see a little change. You're seeing the little result because they are afraid. When you're not there, I say that discipline is ability for your child to actually lead themselves, whether you're there or not. I had my neighbor call me one of those days and say, your children won't even put on the TV, even when you guys are not around, because it's school day. I said, because you understand. So it's not whether I'm there. I'm not raising my children to be afraid of what I will do, really. I'm raising them to understand why they need to do the things, the conversations that we have had with them. It's important for us to understand. All right? Somebody said, now I'm going to write down my value system. Very important. What are the real ways of parenting a child? Because some children nowadays are so stubborn. Autobom Michael, sorry, I cannot pronounce that. Let me not murder your name. Michael, please, I am begging you. There's actually, I can actually share, sorry, I was responding to something else. I can actually share, oh, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do for the stubborn child. But please start your journey, at least by picking a copy of this book. It will help you. When you do, then you can take it one step at a time. All right? There are ways, there are things to do. I have a strong-willed son, very strong-willed. But my home is never a battleground. All right? My home is never a battleground. You need to recreate your home not to be a battleground. So what you're doing is that you're conditioning your child to listen to the cane, and that does not work. That does not work. There's no magic wand in parenting. The truth is that, yes, the cane is a simple quick fix. All you do is that you just, you don't fix it in the moment. And fixing it in the moment doesn't really do much. That's what it is. It's just for the moment. It's just for the moment. And you need to be able to do more if you're just doing that for the moment. It's important for us to know that parenting is the greatest job of all time. The greatest job of all time. And like I said in this broadcast, if you're not ready, Biko, quit. Take your children to foster homes. Take them to people who are ready. It is very, very key. Michael, the book is 3,000 naira. You can get a copy anywhere you are around the country. We have pickup points in all the state capitals. And you can also get an e-copy if you're not, and the book is also on Amazon. You can also get a copy on Amazon. So you can get a copy on Amazon. We have the people who are outside of Nigeria getting their copies on Amazon. So you can also do that as well. So you need to just start to read. There's a lot to learn. I will not be able to, I will not be able to, Chidema is saying, time out, the parenting tool. When your children do something and you say, okay, so one of the things that I say is that when we use timeouts, we don't use it. It's the same thing I said about verbal correction. We have not learned how to use verbal correction correctly, which is also why it is, it backfires. The same thing with timeout. In that Chidima, come and enroll for the course. There's no time again. I need to run. In that course, we explained why you need to actually, how you can actually do the timeout and timing and make it more, important. Make it more, this thing for you. All right. So make it more feasible for you or more useful for you and your child. Everything, everything is about your journey and the way you are deliberate enough to be able to walk on this journey. How deliberate are you? How intentional are you? Which is why this group is called the Intentional Parent. So go back now. Like I said, you need to also ensure that you are affecting your circle of influence. Invite your friends to this group. Let them come and watch. Unfortunately, you cannot really share this broadcast because closed groups, you can't share broadcasts of closed groups. You can only invite people to the group where they will be able to, listen, watch. Let people watch. Let them hear. Let them also hear the things that you are listening to as well. Let your family members understand. Stop the fight. The fight is not going to help you. Begin to influence people by the knowledge that you have, by the knowledge that you are gaining. So it's important. It's important. All right. And don't forget that to register for the TIP annual conference. TIP annual conference. Um, does it have to be the flight? Okay. TIP annual conference is coming up next week. From Monday, we hit the ground running. So we're still going to have our Tuesday TIP TPM, and we're going to hit the ground running on the annual conference by Monday, back to back till Sunday when I will be speaking. I'm going to bring you fire, blazing fire on the day that I'm going to speak. My topic is something I've never spoken about on any platform, any platform ever. on any platform. So you want to be there. And all the coaches that are coming from all over the world, in fact, what they are sharing are mind blowing. I have my organs getting in here as well. So what they're going to be sharing will be mind blowing. Register, be there. We're going to stream live right on our YouTube channel. So if your YouTube channel is that's fine. And we're also going to stream live on our Facebook group. However, the streams on Facebook group goes down immediately we're done. So you might want to just stick to the YouTube because that's where we will actually have that doing. I just said a light greeting, good morning. Does it have to be the child greeting, greeting first? No, we don't have all those things are dramas. That's the child. It's not. There's no high tech. Oh no, you did not greet me. You didn't greet me. The children will naturally love up on you when you create an environment. That that you have created. Once you create an environment that that once you create an environment that it's feasible, once you create an environment that is amazing, your children wake up in the morning, love up on you, and that's it. There's no hard and fast rule about good morning, good morning, like it's they're lined up in a police cell. No, please, I don't have that. So my children see people, but I insist that they are actually able to greet people when they see them. But in my home, when we wake up in the morning, everybody loves up on everybody, and that's it. So we started to greet. Oh yes, we started to greet them first, and naturally they just begin to say good morning to everybody. They say good morning to everybody when they wake up. Everybody says good morning to everybody. There's no rule at all. All right. So the children will also learn. So even when their friends are around, their friends wake up in the morning and they go to them and say, "Hey, hi, good morning. Did you sleep well?" So it's just something that we've been able to create that way, and it works. All right. Good morning. Oh, good morning, and all that. So they see their friends, they're able to say, "Hi, so how are you doing today?" And also, good morning. So they greet everybody. What we're teaching our children is to greet everybody. That's what we're teaching. So that's nothing to do with one regimented approach that we must do. So if you want to be part of that class, the discipline that works, all the people that are asking me about the discipline, all right, the discipline that works class is just effectively how to create, the discipline, tools to help your children. Stop quoting Spederoid. Come and learn. When you finish learning, you will be transformed. We'll do a baptism for you. We'll baptize you at the Shiloh of discipline. Thank you so much, everybody. I had fun talking today, and it's been really, really interesting. If you're going to catch up, just tell us. Tell us what you think as you're catching up. Thank you so much, right? Okay, yeah, I just say I see a lot of parents attaching so much importance. Oh yes, it's not. It's the same way we create a lot of crazy environment in the morning when we're preparing children for school. That's a story for another day. We're going to share on that another day. Thank you so much, everyone. You want to get into the space, you want to get into the alumni, the academy. The academy is hotter than this. So what you're just seeing is a tip of what it is that should be out there. So yes, this is free, but I tell you, when you come into the pet circle there, you get the real meat. That's where the real thing is. All right. Thank you so much for today. Chidima says the fire on the day of Pentecost today. Yes, today was Pentecost Day. I tried to go slow, but he didn't agree. Thank you, Ada. Thank you, Ajibola. Thank you so much, everybody, for connecting with me here. And shout out to the exclusive parents. I see you all. You guys always trolling, following at every point in time. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Love you to the TIP parents. Thank you so much for constantly trusting that I can do this with you. I don't take it for granted, and I thank you for trusting me. Right? Do have a good evening.